In the heart of the Indo-Pacific, tension simmers beneath the surface. 14,000 troops live fire exercises. A show of unity, firepower, and resolve. From the shores of Luzon to the waters near Taiwan. This is not just any drill. This is the Super Bowl of all exercises. This is Balochistan 2025. And the United States and the Philippines commenced their largest joint military exercises on April 21 SD. A show of unity and preparedness amid rising tensions in the Indo-Pacific. Dubbed Balikat 10, a Filipino term meaning shoulder to shoulder. The annual drills are set to run until May 9th, according to news reports. Approximately 14,000 troops, including 9,000 U.S. troops and 5,000 from the Armed Forces of the Philippines, are participating in the exercises, which are being staged across strategic locations in northern and western parts of the country, regions that face the contested waters of the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. Lieutenant General James Glenn, the U.S. Exercise Director, described this year's drills as full battle tests in which the capabilities of both forces will be measured in multiple scenarios. During a media briefing, Glenn said, "We will demonstrate not just our will to uphold our mutual defense treaty, but our matchless capability to do so." The full battle test is intended to take into consideration all of the regional security challenges that we face today, beginning in the South China Sea. Australia and Japan are also participating, while more than a dozen other countries have been invited to observe the exercises. Earlier, Philippine Brigadier General Michael Logica, who happens to be the director for the drills, told reporters that Manila is treating the exercise as a rehearsal for their defense. When asked about a potential adverse reaction from China, Logica said, "When we plan out our exercises, we are agnostic to whatever reactions other countries may have. This is the Super Bowl of all exercises in this part of the region." Analysts believe that the scale and sophistication of this year's Ballycotton reflect Washington's sharpened focus on the Indo-Pacific region. Meanwhile, Major General Francisco Lorenzo, the exercises director for the Philippines, said the drills were not directed at any country. However, the Major General added that it could act as a deterrent against conflict. The bulk of an exercise may probably help deter the conflict in Taiwan, but for our concern, it is only for deterrence of any possible coercion or invasion to our country. Tensions between China and the Philippines have grown in the past 2 years due to clashes between their coast guards in the South China Sea, which China mostly claims as its own. Now responding to the drills, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wood Jackson reiterated Beijing's firm opposition to any military activity related to Taiwan. During a press briefing on April 21st, the Chinese Foreign Ministry also accused unnamed countries of provoking confrontation at a time when the international community is facing the impacts of unilateralism, protectionism, bullying, and hegemony. Countries in the region anxiously hope to strengthen unity and cooperation, jointly safeguard regional stability, and address challenges together. Against this backdrop, the Philippines colludes with a country not in the region to conduct military exercises, introduces and deploys strategic and tactical weapons, which undermines regional strategic stability and inflicts the region's economic growth prospects. This is to blatantly place itself in opposition to countries in the region. It has aroused strong resentments and opposition from them. The Taiwan question is purely China's internal affairs and is at the core of China's core interests. China firmly opposes any country using the Taiwan issue as an excuse to strengthen military deployments in the region, provoke tensions and confrontation, and disrupt regional peace and stability. We advise the relevant parties not to make provocations done on the Taiwan question. Those who play with fire are bound to get burned, and the United States Marine Corps has deployed its Marine Air Defense Integrated System, or MET-US, to the Philippines for the first time. marking a major step forward in joint U.S.-Philippine military cooperation and regional air defense strategy. According to the U.S. Department of Defense, Marines from the 3rd Marine Littoral Regiment, 3rd Marine Division will operate the Madis system during live-fire training exercises conducted by the ground-based Air Defense Battery of the 3rd Littoral Anti-Air Battalion. The debut is set to prominently feature during the Integrated Air and Missile Defense segment of Bellingcat, one of 6 major combined joint all-domain operations planned for the drills. This is the first time Madis has been deployed to the Philippines, and its live-fire debut is being closely coordinated with the Philippine Marine Corps. A statement from the Pentagon described the deployment as a significant step in expanding U.S.-Philippine defense cooperation and reinforcing the U.S. commitment to enhancing regional security and air defense capabilities in the Indo-Pacific. On April 21st, the Philippines reaffirmed its sovereignty over the Scarborough Shoal, following China's claims that Manila had carried out an illegal intrusion into the disputed waters. Responding to Beijing's accusations, Commodore Roy Vincent Trinidad, spokesperson for the Philippine Navy in the West Philippine Sea, dismissed the remarks as part of shaping or malign information operations, suggesting they were likely intended for a domestic Chinese audience. These are all part of shaping or malign info operations, more likely for their internal audience. Only the Philippine Navy and other Philippine flag law enforcement ships have the authority and legal basis to challenge any ship within maritime zones. Scarborough Shoal, a long-standing flashpoint in the South China Sea dispute, remains a key area of contention, with both nations maintaining competing claims while the Philippines continues to assert its rights under international law. China continues with its expansive claims in the region, marking a key milestone in its growing role as a global defense exporter. India has successfully dispatched the 2nd battery of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system to the Philippines. The shipment, confirmed by defense sources and reported by the New Indian Express, was sent by sea. Unlike the first battery, which was delivered via Indian Air Force aircraft in April 20th, 24, the 2nd battery of the missile has been sent in a ship this time. The first battery was sent in April 2024 in an IF aircraft with support coming from civil aircraft agencies. The long-haul flight carrying the heavy load was a non-stop 6-hour journey before the equipment reached the western parts of the Philippines. The development underlines India's ability to scale up defense exports while deepening strategic ties with Manila. The original deal, signed in January 2022, is worth $374.96 million and involves the supply of 3 shore-based anti-ship missile batteries, operated training and logistics support. The missile, a joint venture between India and Russia, boasts a range of 290 kilometers and can travel at speeds of up to Mach 2.8.